If you're in the process of quitting smoking weed or you have already quit smoking weed and want to avoid relapse, I have two tricks or two techniques for you guys that I think are going to go a really, really long way. The first technique is called building your mind room, and the second technique is called building your mind fortress. I use these techniques all the time to help me throughout my kind of sobriety and recovery process. If you're new to the channel, my name's Dr. Frank. I'm the founder of AddictionMindset Recovery Coaching. I used to be addicted to nicotine, THC, energy drinks, and adult media content, and now I own a company that helps others quit those addictions. Let's get right into it. So the first thing is building your mind room. Now, I know anyone on here who struggles with weed addiction, you've probably had to deal with intrusive thoughts from that addictive voice in your brain, right? So that's that voice that's saying, oh, just one more hit. Oh, just one more time with your friends. Why not smoke? It's not that big of a deal, even though addiction has perhaps destroyed multiple aspects of your life at this point. So what I want you to do is I want you to build a mind gym or a mind room. And you can think of this as a very, very safe place inside your mind. And this is going to require a little bit of visualization. And I'm going to describe my place to you guys. So what I imagine for my mind room is I am in the top floor of a penthouse building in Marco Island, Florida. My room has a gorgeous view of the beach. It has a gorgeous balcony. It's pristine white. This room is extremely clean. It's very, very modern. It has nice furniture. It has a nice television. The fridge is stocked full of like healthy, nutritious foods, all this stuff, right? Gorgeous view. This is a gorgeous place. And when I go to this space, when I go to this mind room, it's up to me what thoughts enter this space. And how I have it set up in my brain is any thought that comes up, any thought, any emotion has to go through a series of checkpoints before it's welcome into my room. So before I entertain a thought, I want to screen it to make sure it's valid, to make sure it's worth entertaining. And literally, I have like an imaginary system. I have a pretty attractive receptionist who works at the bottom of this penthouse suite. She's going to be the first person to screen all of my thoughts. So, hey, here comes a thought, right? Here comes maybe an addictive thought. Frank, maybe you should relapse. Maybe you should go smoke weed today. And the receptionist screens this thought. Now, maybe it gets past the receptionist and it comes up this elevator. And when this thought exits the elevator before entering my mind room, it's met at the front door by two security guards, and they're armed security guards. And the moment they see this intrusive thought, they say, hey, state your purpose. Why are you here? What brings you here today? And right then and there, if I'm having a thought that's about relapse or a negative thought or an intrusive thought that I don't want to be having, I'm able to say, wait a second. That thought is not welcome into my mind room, into my mind gym. And this is just a simple technique that I use to screen thoughts that I have throughout the day to make sure that they're valid, to make sure that they're worthwhile. Because nothing can get into this space. This space that I've created in my mind, it's impenetrable. And I want to make sure before I allow any thoughts or emotions into this space that they've been properly screened. And I do that by having an imaginary system of checkpoints that these thoughts have to go through until they get into my mind room. Now, your mind room could look like whatever you want it to be. It could literally look like a gym, a place where you exercise. It could look like being on the top of a mountain. It could be in the middle of the sea. It could be in a desert. It could be in a tropical, lush rainforest. But I really want you to visualize this space. I want you to visualize yourself in this space, and I want you to set up a series of checkpoints that your thoughts have to go through before you are going to entertain them. Now, more importantly, and this is why I chose like a penthouse style building, when it comes to my recovery process and sobriety process, I've built up multiple layers that addiction would have to tear down before it comes back into my life. And this is really how I preserve my sobriety and my recovery long term. So when you get sober, when you quit a drug, it's super important that after you get through those initial 2 weeks, initial month, that you start to build onto other aspects of your life. And I want to give you an example. A lot of people, when they quit smoking weed or quit an addiction, they'll invest all of their energy into exercise. And then what happens? This person gets in a car accident, they suffer an injury, and they can't exercise anymore. And then they relapse because now the thing that they cared so much about, they can no longer do. And we see this happen all the time. Maybe someone's business falls apart and they relapse. Maybe their marriage falls apart and they relapse. So what you guys need to do is build a fortress of actual things that are going to protect you inside your mind room. So I have multiple aspects of my life that I invest my time and energy into that protect me or shield me from addiction. It's like a barricade. It's quite literally like a physical wall between me and addiction. So one of those things is I have my YouTube business channel, something that I'm very passionate about, something that I wouldn't want to give up. And addiction would put this channel at risk. I have another business, right? I own chiropractic offices. That's another business that I would not want to put at risk. I love taking care of people. I would never want to sacrifice that. I've developed a relationship that's now turned into a marriage. I would never want to put that at risk. I've spent a lot of time on my nutrition. I've also spent a lot of time on my physical fitness. Two things that build barriers between me and addiction. I would not want to put those things at risk, right? Perhaps you put time into a faith-based community that you would not want to put at risk. So what you do is you build, like I said, like a wall, a fortress, a barricade around yourself with activities and hobbies and relationships and things that you enjoy in life. And in my opinion, this is how you stay sober. This is how you continue to prosper throughout a recovery process. So I'm not sure what things you guys are pursuing right now, but I would love to hear from you in the comments. What does your mind gym or your mind room look like? Physically describe it to me in the comments. And then on the flip side of it, what does your mind fortress look like? What things are you quite literally working on to put barriers or walls up between you and addiction? What walls would addiction have to tear down to make its way back into your life? I think if you guys really focus on these two techniques, it's going to do a great job at preserving your sobriety and recovery process. Now, 2022 is right around the corner. For those of you guys looking to quit, that want help developing a plan, developing a mind gym, a mind fortress for your kind of quitting marijuana process, feel free to text our offices, guys. Don't let this opportunity pass by. Yes, it costs money. No, it's not cheap, but I promise you it's worth it. All of our services have a money back guarantee. Don't wait until 2022. I want you to go into 2022 doing awesome. I don't want you to kick off 2022 going through withdrawals, because who wants to start a new year feeling like crap? If we get you to quit now, geez, you could probably be feeling really good by the time January 1st of 2022 rolls around. So don't hesitate. Reach out for help. I'll see you guys soon.